Vishnum Sachivarnam Bhujam Prasanavadanam Dhyayetu Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Chapuna Bhavani next to Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Gnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Param Naumi Narayanam Harim Namostute Vyasa Visala Buddhe Tudaravindayata Patra Netra Yenatvaya Bharata Taila Purna Rajwalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha. So now we have come to the Parayanam and also understanding of the important section of Mahabharata, which goes by the name Vidura Neeti, where Vidura is trying to impress on Dhritarashtra what is dharma, what is adharma, what is niti, what is aviniti, and how are his children behaving, and how are his brothers' children remaining, and all that kind of knowledge we are all given. In fact, we should note that Vidura is the direct Yama. Owing to the Shapa, Yama has been born as Vidura in the Mahabharata time and as a brother of Dhritarashtra. On the other hand, because of the grace of Yama, he blessed one son to Kunti and Pandu. So he was named as Dharmaraja. So Dharmaraja and Vidura. See, Dharmaraja is prone for several ills and wills. But this Vidura by himself is a highly wise fellow. Vishadam Duram Krutva Buddhim Raim Atanoti iti Viduraha. That's what we can understand. That is, Vidura is one who will try to dispel the ignorance and grief in us, and then bring us also a kind of light and luster in our personality. Therefore, Vidura is always a light. It's like Surya Bhagavan, who is trying to advise positively to all people. There is no negativity in him. So when we are following Vidura, then naturally things better. That's why Mahabharata is said to be a very wonderful text, or it is called Itihasa. Everything in Mahabharata is surprising, awe-evoking. Ha ante ఆశ్చర్యాన్ని కలిగించేటటువంటి మహా విషయాలన్నీ మహాభారతంలో ఉన్నాయి. And see, and moreover, it is called Bharat before Jaya and Mahabharat. Now Mahabharata has got 100,000 slokas, and otherwise earlier it was not so many slokas. That's why there is the arrangement and development of Mahabharata text. Ultimately, what we have got Mahabharata now is in volumes. It's a huge book. In fact, it should be noted that to complete the work on a critical edition of Mahabharata, which was undertaken by the Bharat Oriental Research Institute, Pune, and it took long years. 10 editors have been invited, and they worked hard to bring out a critical edition of Mahabharata, and it was formally announced, the completion of Mahabharata project and publication by Dr. Radhakrishnan I think sometime in 64 or so, 1964 around, when I was also there. So it says today a Mahabharata is a wonderful text, but and moreover, whatever you want to seek knowledge, whatever knowledge and behavior and conduct you want to seek from, you can always tap the Mahabharata. And moreover, whenever we take to Mahabharata study, there are all conditions, but you cannot use that Mahabharata for Parayana purpose. There are conditions, but what conditions and discipline to follow when you take up Ramayana Parayanam, then for this Mahabharata, it is just opposite. So that is a different issue. Let's not work about it. But anyway, note that Vidura Neeti happens to be a gem, a text in the entire Mahabharata compared to other things also, because everything has got some kind of goal, and Vidura's goal is to set wisdom to Dhritarashtra on the other hand. But unfortunately, Dhritarashtra is a librarian. He just collects all information, but hardly has any opportunity or power to execute all that. So now we are in the second chapter, where of the second chapter of the Vidura Neeti, otherwise called as Adhyayana 36 in Mahabharata, which occurs, this particular portion occurs in Ujjoga Parva, Prabhakargaru Parvani, and Vidura Neeti. And Vidura has brought dialogue between Sadhya Rishis and also the Maharshi Sadhya Rishis, Sadhya Devatas, and a Maharshi Kumara, because that Maharshi Kumara was moving in the form of a swan in the sky, and so they, Sadhya Devatas, stopped the Rishi and started asking questions to tell something. And he goes on telling the story and all that. We have been there. And now I have got to go from the 14th sloka and further. Actually, I have done that 14, 15, but for the sake of continuation of our own study, because every sloka is independent. And therefore, you can take it independently and make hay out of that. That's why in Mahabharata, cannot be taken as a, always you can take it as a continuous one, but you can always take it as a unit independently. Something like in Yajurveda, Samvatsaro va apamayatanam Veda ayatanavan bhavati. And Samvatsara is the time unit maximum. So we measure time in terms of year. And therefore it is said, Apamayatanam Veda. Please note down that a Samvatsara is the unit, and that is the ayatana for the waters. And therefore, here also, every sloka is one. Then, now I am reading the 14th sloka of the 36th chapter of Vidura Neeti, where this is which reads like that: Yato yato nivartate tatastato vimuchyate nivartanadhi sarvatra sarvato naveti dukkhamandvapi. So now he is talking about the manner how you are able to overcome the dukkha, because grief is the most important emotion which will be staying in people, and which will come to them very quickly, because there is always a kind of disappointment and losing and all that, because basically we lose time every minute. The water you picked up from the river flow, you cannot hope to pick up the same water again from your hands. That water has gone. Therefore, here Vidura is telling that people are get freed from those things if they are able to nivartana. Nivartana means abstain therefrom. And if you abstain from everything, then he has not got to worry anything. So abstaining is most important. That's exactly some people call it as upavasa. See, the more and more you stuff your stomach with food, the stomach will give you some kind of trouble. But if you are judicious in taking the food and trying to maintain yourself, then you have no grief at all, especially with regard to the stomach, an example. And that's why hitam bhunji, mitam bhunjita, yet hitam mantar. You should always enjoy whatever is congenial and comfortable to you. But if you want to have greed and enjoy more things, then you have to suffer. But if you are able to be that, when you are having that nivartanadhi sarvataha naveti dukkham anvapi, underline that anvapi. Anvapi ante dukkhamu కొంచెం కూడా దుఃఖం అంటే తెలియకుండా ఉండే స్టేటస్ కూడా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. That's exactly what is Maharshi's. Because it is a speech by Maharshi Kumara. So they are all past masters in the yoga success. So unless your grief is overcome, you cannot proceed spiritually. And therefore, all yoga teachers will tell you, mute your mind, withdraw all your thoughts, empty your mind. Why? Because along the thoughts will hover over your mind, then you are not having a focus. Therefore, here Vidura said, you have to have the nivartana kriya. Nivartana and then some sarga. So when you are having that kind of nivartana capacity, what is nivartana? It is something like a netivada. No, I am not that. Naham deha, naham. That is, see, if at all any problem comes, you should feel that it is a problem to the body, and you are not the body. You are Satchidananda Swarupaha. Ano status namage barbeku andre, it is not easy, but through practice, one is able to get hold of that. That's what otherwise called as the conscious levels. And so we are all in the third, fourth consciousness. Therefore, even when a cockroach is going somewhere at the corner of your room, suddenly your attention goes to the cockroach. Unless that disappears, you are not reverting your mind back. No, that is the normal consciousness. But great yogins like Ramana Maharshi and such as we hear, they have all crossed and they go to 7th level of consciousness. So that's what exactly Vidura is telling. As and how you rise high in levels of abstinence, then you will be avoiding the misery, suffering. And really, that is a very difficult thing. And again, in the next sloka 15, we have already done it. It says that najiyate no tajigishate anyan na vairakrit cha apradikhatakascha ninda prasamsasu samaha subhavaha nasochate krishyate naiva chayam. Enta baga cheptarante, everything is in our hand. Only thing is, we have to be masters. Because we are not masters of our own selves, because we number of times depend upon someone else or something different, then we are not at all comfortable. So here he says, na jiyate nota jigishataha anyan jigishataha na jiyate. If you keep on desiring, you cannot vanquish things. And also, he should not injure himself. Vaira krutcha apratighatat. So, no vairam, no enmity, and no approach others. So, you be by yourself. The same thing has been told by all Vedantins, like beginning from all Acharyas. Shankara, Madhva, Acharya, Ramanuja, and all these people, Vallabha, ellaru en heltare, you try to be away from the opposition or negativity. And if you are yourself, otherwise it's called swatmana sthiyatam. You always try to study your own mind, then you know your mind, yourself, and then remind yourself. Whoever comes to you, they are not at all permanent with you. Na mata, na pita, na punyam, na papam, na bandhu, na, because all people will have just appear and disappear. But see, I know whoever comes to some meeting, people come and say, sir, I am present. But we never know, I never know, or anybody knows when they go away from the auditorium, when lectures are going on. Later on, we realize. So when you are away from that kind of thing, then you are really safe. That's why he becomes unmoved by the praise or blame, that then he will not be getting suffering or emotional integration or happiness. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಸಂಘ is important. ಸಂಘ ತ್ಯಾಗ is also important, because that's why, and what kind of sangha you should have, that also has been prescribed. The Vidura Neeti has been flashed out in different ways by so many acharyas afterwards also. Because date of Mahabharata is always a controversial one. Date of Ramayana is controversial, but still people have proposed some date. And we have got Shankara, all these acharyas, and later on, so much of Vedantic literature, Vedantic discourses, Vedantic things are all going. What are all they are doing there? See, something like Chinmayananda telling, see, detachment and attachment. So as and how you are keeping on with it, and you come to a stage where these two things are stopped. When you stop that, detachment or attachment remain, Siddha, Buddha, Niravajya, Yogin. So when you become a yogin, you are accomplished, who is wise, and who has no commitment or sins or thoughts, unhappy thoughts. So that is what is the spiritual pursuit, which all saints and philosophers and even musicians, for example, Vagyayakaras, in later on doing. That's why here he says, he never grieves nor becomes happy. That's what na sochati, na hrishyati, na ivachayam. So there's a very beautiful sloka in 15, which we have covered also. And we have also noted in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said the same thing. When Arjuna, in second chapter, in the first chapter, when Arjuna, looking at all his kith and kin, uncles, grandsires, relatives, cousins, ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮನಸ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಲ್ಮಶವಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಯಿಸಿದ್ರೇನೆ ನನಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? Am I going to get the crown or kingship only after killing all these people? And I have got to rule this land with the bloodshed of my own kith and kin. The entire land becomes red. And I don't want to be a source for that. And it is a great sin. And I will be getting the permanent residency in the Narakaloka. Already I have got good load of sin upon my back. But I don't want to increase the weight of the load. ಅಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಅವ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಗೋಪಿಚಂದ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಹಿ ಇಸ್ ಅವೇರ್. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ಅಸೋಚ್ಯಾನಂದಸೋಚ್ಯಸ್ತ್ವಂ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾವಾದಾಂಶ್ಚ ಭಾಷತೆ ಗತಾಸು ನ ಗತಾಸೂಂಶ್ಚ ನಾನು ಶೋಚಂತಿ ಪಂಡಿತಾಃ. ಎರೇ ಅರ್ಜುನ, you become a pandita. Who is pandita? Who is neither this nor that, but he is really composed and does what he do. So partiality or egoism or taking sides, all these things is not pandityam. See,
good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, Gopichan.
Good morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Because you are present, I am trying to bring you into the field of Bhagavad Gita and
it's evening here, there it is morning. That's why.
Morning 7:45 was started there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So 7:30 in there, 1.5 hour difference. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ವಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಡೇ ವಿತ್ ವಿದುರನೀತಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ Krishna cannot chide a Mahatma like Arjuna. So he has to do it in a very, very soft and sophisticated manner. That's why he says, Asocyan Anvasocyastam Pragnavadam Schama. You talk as though you know everything. It's all Pragnavana. Pragna is something super consciousness and above all. But this is not true. Nanusochanti Panditaha. You see, people are coming and going. See, Gatasu, Agatasu cha. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳು ಹೊರಟೋಗತ್ತೆ, ಬಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಲ ಹೊರಟೋಗತ್ತೆ. That you are not the author for that. And you are just a adhyaksha, you are a supervisor. Therefore, be a pandita. Don't take it to heart. But you are a kshatriya, dharma is to fight. Kshatriya kshatad dhatrayatil kshatriya. Dharmodharana is that. Same manner, he said in 15th sloka, that you come to a stage where you become neutral. Something like you stop your car at the red signal point. The engine is on, but it is not moving, and you are safe. So here also, he neither grieves nor exalts himself in joy. And now I am reading the 16th sloka. Tumba chanagide. Bhavamichchati sarvasya na bhave kurute matim satyavadi mruduhu dantahayaha saha uttama purushaha. Now, having said, because it's a very hard job to become neutral. ಆ ಥರ ಬೈಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅರ್ಜುನ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಥಿತಧೀಹಿ, ಯಾರವನು, ಯಾರು ಸ್ಥಿರ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸೇನ ತು ಕೌಂತೆಯ ತಥಾ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯೇನ ಚ ಗೃಹ್ಯತೆ ಮನಃ. ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಭಾವಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಲ್ ಭಾವಾಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು, ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ Vidura is telling, even though a large number of people are there, there are three kinds of people: Uttama Purusha, Madhyam Purusha, and Adhama Purusha. These three Purushas, kinds of men, have been categorized. And in the 16th sloka, which we have done, Uttama Purusha is he who only wants to regard the best thought, bhavam, idea, imagination. And he will not entertain such thoughts which are not at all pleasing to his heart. Na bhave kurute madam. So what does not appeal to you, you drop it. That's why ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ, ಡೆಲೀಟ್ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೆಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಮೈಂಡಿಂದ ಡೆಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಹಾಪುಣ್ಯಂ, ಮಹಾಯೋಗ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ sustaining bad memories in the mind. As they grow older, they go on remembering the bad memories and become unhappy. Although the people about whom they are unhappy do not live, they have died. But even among dead people, they have complaints and unfortunate. This is a very bad thing. So such kind of abhava should be make your mati, your opinion should be to drop down, to delete all those ideas which are unpleasant in your mind. So unpleasant memories have got to be deleted. Only the pleasant memories have got remembered, as I do sometimes. Because so many people have come and joined our Adhyayana Kendra and got benefited. But many people are not in touch. But I only feel that they are being benefited, and that is my benefit. So if this kind of positive thought, if you entertain, you are safe. Supposing you keep on complaining about XYZ, then you are not happy. You don't progress. That's exactly what Vidura is telling. Abhave matim nakuru. And you just drive away all the evil thoughts. And then what would be? Then you can become this. What is this? You can become Satyavadi, Mruduhu, Dantaha. Only when you delete your thoughts, unwanted thoughts in your mind, you can become a truthful person. Your speech can be truthful, and you can be humble in behavior, and you will have all the passions under control. Dantaha andre damana shakti. In Ashtanga Yoga, you have got that Shama, Dama, etc. also to practice. Shama is Shanti. And to get Shanti, you should have Dama. Control ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you should put your head. Is it really necessary that you should go there? And if you go there, are you going to continue your Shanti, or you are going to get into some more unpleasant things? So this is how Dantaha, Damana Shakti irbeku. And amale, in your dialogue, you should be always mruduhu, soft spoken. Though you want to express your idea, but you should be very much soft. How I think so. Pen kodri, anta nidanavagi, ಗೌರವವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪೆನ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೆನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪೆನ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಜೋರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪೆನ್ ಕೊಡು ಅಂದ್ರೆ look at the thing. Idea is same, but the way you are putting is irritating to many people. Therefore, pen kodi andre, if you request, imploration. When you implore, when you are soft in your speech, people get really friendly with you. And that's why in Mahanarayana Upanishad, at the last section which I am doing there, why should there be danam? Why should there be danta? ಈ ದಾನ ಮಾಡೋರು ದಾಂತರಾಗಿರುವವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Therefore, it says ಮೃದುಹು ದಾಂತಃ ಸಹ ಉತ್ತಮ ಪೂರುಷಃ. You observe Purusha and Purusha. Purusha is a man. Purusha is the man. Beautiful, alva? So we only work at the man, not a man. The a man comes and goes, not attached. And the man gets attached to you, it remembers you. In other words, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Napka idya, Artho, Jigna, Surartharthi, Gnani cha Nararshabha. See, who are constant pursuers of spiritual knowledge and devotion to the gurus and all that means Gnani. Arthaha andre, if his problem is solved, he will never even telephone. He will never visit. And if at all you telephone and ask him, hey, sorry sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಖರ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಖರ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೇಳೋರು ಮಹಾನುಭಾವರು ಕೆಲವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಆರ್ತಿ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು. ಅಂಡ್ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಿ ಗುರು. ಸೊ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು ಮರ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಉತ್ತಮರಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಅರ್ಥಾರ್ಥಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಲ್ತ್. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ people who want to get money from you, they will hanker after you, they chase you, and they come around you. But once they got their artha fulfilled, artha is the goal. So ಈ ಅರ್ಥಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ you are forgotten. Everybody has got all these kind of people in their own life journey. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅನುಭವಗಳಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅನುಭವಗಳಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ makes that red ink underlining on Gnani. Gnani is yogi. He does not stop his education. He will keep on pursuing until he reaches the goal. The same thing Vivekananda also emphasized. Because he's a Gnani, he wants all people to vote for Gnana rather than any other thing. So, and more Nararshabha Navaga, when Krishna calls Arjuna as Nararshabha, means he's a Gnani. Gnani Bhava. So, because he's eligible, he talked about Gnana Gnana Vignana Yogo Nama Adhyayaha. You know that one full chapter is dedicated for Gnana and Ajnana, which will be completely supporting for the journey of Vedantic journey also. So therefore, Satyavadi, Mruduhu, Dantaha, Yaha, Saha, Uttama Purushaha. So that is said to be a Gnani is a Purusha, and Paramatma is also Purusha. In this Purusha Sabda, you can see in Purusha Suktam also. Visvato Vrutva Achyatishthadashangulam Purusha Evedagum Sarvam and allare Purushaha anta Paratund kade. So that Purusha Sabda is Narayana. Purusha is Praja. So that's why Uttama Purushaha. Now I go to the 17th sloka, where from we have got to go on. Nanarthakam Santvayati Pratignaya Dadati cha Radhaparadhe Janati Yaha Saha Madhyama Purushaha. So middle class people are there, and Uttama Purusha is sophisticated people, highly cultured, highly civilized, high class people. And second class people are who are Nanarthakam Santvayati, and he's a mediocre student who never gets consoled by others and regarding the truth. Santvayati means to get consolation. Nanarthakam Santvayati. And Pratignaya Dadati cha. So there are people, they promise which is not truth. And some people are there, Radha Aparadha, they promise, but they don't keep up. And there are some other people who always keep their eye upon the weak people. See, Aparadhe Janati, Radha Aparadhe Janati means Radha and Aparadha. So Radha Aparadha means Radha is givers, Aparadhas are non-givers. So he will be able to discriminate between these two kinds of people, and those people who are really cunning, deceiving and cheating and all that, he has to keep an eye on them and try to avoid them. That is second class people. So their contact is that. So here you understand that who keeps an eye over the weakness of others. And this is second type. Shatrugalli ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Who is the enemy in the Randhanveshano Vidveshanaha? Those people who are mediocre, they always try to find some loophole or some problem in you, and that they will make a hay and try to harm you. So that is also middle. Even though you bribe people, they don't feel or acknowledge gratefulness for being given such bribing. Everybody comes across. Some people take money, but they never work at all. But unless you interfere and pursue and feed them more, that's it. So the mediocre people are not very responsible and sensitive. That's what Vidura says. Nanarthakam santvayati, nanarthakam sartvayati, pratignaya dadati cha. So Radhaparadhe janati yaha saha madhyama purushaha. So who keeps an eye on the weakness of others and what is not true, who gives having promise. So well, there are so many possibilities expressed here. And he comes to the adhamas in the 18th sloka. Dusyasanastu pahanta na shasta na vartate manyu vasat krutagnaha na kasyachin mitramatho duratma kalaha chetaha adhamaha iha pumsaha. You see, he immediately picks up not having any kind of difference. And it is here, Dusyasanaha is the word used, not Duryodhana. Dusyasana is the brother of Duryodhana, on whom highest confidence and highest support that Duryodhana expects. And moreover, Dusyasana is the dog for Duryodhana. Therefore, if Duryodhana, whatever he says, he just obeys, not using his discretion. Actually, in a Mahabharata, Gopi Chandavare, all Kauravas are dharma knowing people, as much as Pandavas knowing dharma. But the dharma and adharma took the priorities. Adharma took priority in Kauravas, and dharma took priority in Pandavas. And therefore, what is Mahabharata? It is told that dharma is overpowered by adharma temporarily, but ultimately the success is for dharma. That is the indication. This time, you please remember, keep on reading our annual day celebration notice, a flyer or announcement that we are having annual day for Adhyayana Kendra. The 28th one. It's a very beautiful year. We have been going on year by year, doing a lot of work, making many scholars opportunity to speak over the platform and benefit many people. Apart from that, we have been bringing the Veda Ganga volumes, where many scholars have shared their knowledge without any consideration, without any reservation, and their knowledge. And many of them who have contributed are now nowhere. But their articles, when you are reading, we are simply benefited. For example, Dr. Radha Krishnamurti Radha, who was a professor of Sanskrit and Hindi in the MES college, a great scholar. She has been so regular and punctual and civilian. And whenever work is given to her, she used to come all the way from Malleswaram and participate. So there are so many people whom I can mention, but where are they? But they are there in our Veda Ganga. They have given their Veda is knowledge, Jnana Ganga, Pravaha. So like that, this time also we are going to have another flow of the same Ganga river at another ghat. You remember, in Ganga river, there are 87 ghats now for Ganga river. You can bathe anywhere, and every ghat has been named. So like that, this Ganga Nadi of the Jnana Nadi of our Vedadhyana Kendra is flowing. And we are going to 28th ghat, remember. So the knowledge is something which you share, will increase and will be immortal. So that's what he says. So here, Dusyasana, difficult to be controlled, difficult to be disciplined. He doesn't listen to anybody, but listens to only Duryodhana, because he's Duryodhana. And what is he? He is called Upahanta, a bad man. Upahanta means he's always being addicted to do harmful things. One of the most treacherous things that Dusyasana did was, you remember, when Draupadi is the menstrual period, not to be touched by anybody. At that stage, he just dragged her to the court because he thinks that Draupadi is lost in the display. That's a heinous crime that Dusyasana committed. Because of that, his blood was drunk by Bhima, a true hero, a true husband who wanted to please his wife. So that's why Upahanta and Nashasta. He's a highly incorrigible fellow. English ಅಲ್ಲಿ incorrigible ಅಂತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ದೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. And that what he does is not approved by people. It is really detrimental. So that's why he's called Nashanta, cannot be disciplined. He's regularly irregular, and he cannot adopt any good points. And Navartate Manyuho, and he will not be controlling his anger. When your anger rises high and high, it is detrimental to you and to the person upon whom you are angry. Everybody knows. Nobody has slipped or nobody has missed to see an angry man. And so especially the hand, they will beat The angry man beats others who is not angry. So I don't want to give illustrations. That because na vartate manyu. Therefore, manyu is something which you have got to control. And you will be afflicted by the dangers when you, and again, as a result of that manyu and your bad behavior, what you are going to be a kritagnaha, andre ungrateful fellow. No gratitude at all for all whatever good you receive. If you are not grateful, you are a kritagna. The Vigraha Vakya is that Krutam ghati yaha saha kritagnaha. Yaru sahaya padadu adakke recognition ilde this harm martaro, such people are called kritagnas. And in Ramayana, there is a statement, Kritagnasya nasti niskrutihi anta Valmiki Maharshi heltane. So there is no nishkruti at all for the top kritagnas in the world. So what is then next? Next is only the punishment is death. So kritagna is there, but many people, even Vibhishana or Kumbhakarna, they never remained kritagnas. They have done their best to protect Ravanasura, their elder brother, as you have seen. But elder brother was na shasta, and also na vartate manyuho, and it's the kritagna. Therefore, the punishment, you know what he has received from. And again, na kasyachin mitram. He will not like to be friends with anybody. Yaradru sneha bearbeku andre, he may accept, but he will deceive the fellow and make him, he will betray them. And such type of people are more in society. Vidura told at that time to Dhritarashtra. And the same thing you find in the Taittiriya Aranyaka also, Aruna Prashna, Gopichandra, next hour we have got Gopichandra at 9 o'clock or so. Yeah, no, at our 8:30 you have got that. So the Aruna Prashna, there are these people who betray each other while they are students to a guru or even bhrataras. So those people who betray their who deceive their bhratas and like that. So the crime and punishment is an important topic right from Vedic times. And the intensity of the crime, or the commensurate measurement to the crime has been varying from time to times. Therefore, this is all because the crime and punishment department becomes active only when it comes across the adhama people, bad people, the criminals. So kritagnaha is one that. And anybody who tries to befriend such people, they will not be benefited, and therefore, why? Because duratma. So he has got his wicked heart, and adhamaha is a duratma. You know, sadatma, duratma, and atma. This is how the divisions are there. Atma means for himself. He neither helps nor attacks or help. He will be neutral. And that such neutral people are really good, who allow you to live your own kind of life. But there are people who interfere for good or bad and make you hopeless and influence you. That's why the adhamaha pumsaha. Look at the Purusha Shabda has dropped. Now the word pumsa has been used. So pumsa is just a man. Gender. So by gender he is male, but not by any other things which are necessary to make the male a man, to make the man a better man and a mediocre man. So Vidura is so beautifully informed. Not that Dhritarashtra does not know this. He knows it, but still putting it in a different manner. So ultimately, he says Dushasana is a kritagna. Though he is born to you, though he has been given so much importance, but he doesn't listen to the father's words, but he listens to any other whenever there is a wicked things or harming things. And in 19th sloka, we have got Adhama Purusha further specifically told. Adhamaha is one, and Dusyasana is the first example which Vidura picks up. Dusyasana also means not that Dusyasana, the brother of Duryodhana, but there are many people who are impertinent to you, who are indifferent to you. That begins among the brothers, among your own friends. And because that's why Loka, because it's called Lokoyam. In the Loka, the people are all divided, but you come across more people who are ungrateful, who never befriend you. Even if you try to befriend, they don't oblige you. So like that, society is full of people, wonderful. That's why in Satapada Brahmanam, at one stage, it is said, Chitram vai prajaha, aho chitram nu prajaha, aho prajaha, sarvatra nu prajaha, and one statement. Wherever you go, there are people. Wherever you go, you only try to meet people. But whether you meet people who can help you or at least be mediocre to help you, that is better than people like Dusyasana and others who are Kritagnas, who are always thinking to betray anyone who comes to befriend you. They take your property. We got a number of examples. For example, the Panchatantra and Hitopadesa is one. And Panchatantra and Hitopadesa, who is that? The two jackals come in dialogue, Karataka and Damanaka, they come in dialogue and teach. Pasavaha Upadeshtaraha. If man to man, if they were to advise, they will just rip off. But if animal advises, people listen. That's why in yoga, what are all yogasanas? They're all Pasu asana, animal asana, Kurmasana, Bhujangasana, or Mayurasana. These asanas animals. And so Sunakasana, and then it says tortoise. So like that, we have got all asanas. So here, that Vidura is telling that the life is like that. And again, Adhama Purushaha, by Nasraddhadati Kalyanam, Parebhyopi Atmasankitaha, Nirakaroti Mitrani, Yo Vaisaha, Adhama Purushaha. See, Adhama Purushaha is the worst of men. See, Adhamaha is one, Adhama Purushaha is another. So even among the bad people, there is a classification or categorization. No. So among the bad people, there is a categorization, and that categorization is Adhamas. Who are Adhamas? He says that Kalyanam nasraddhadati. If at all Kalyanam is, Kalya means auspiciousness, luck, fortune, prosperity, positivity. So ನೀನು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ, ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗತ್ತೋ, ಇದು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ, ಇದು ಮಾಡೋ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ he will not listen to that. And so that is one kind of fellows. ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಗೋಪಿಚಂದ್ ಅವರೇ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಟು ಅರ್ಜುನ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕೃತ್ತಾತ ದುರ್ಗತಿಂ ಗಚ್ಚತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ದುರ್ಗತಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಹಿ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕೃತ್ತಾತ ದುರ್ಗತಿಂ ಗಚ್ಚತಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅರ್ಜುನ ನೀವು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಧರ್ಮೋದ್ಧಾರಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿನಗೆ ದುರ್ಗತಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಸುಗತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಲ ಅದೇ ಐಡಿಯಾನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಜುನಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕೃತ್ ಅದು ಅವಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ. ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ನೀವು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡೋವರನ್ನು ನೀನು ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ಗುಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರಿಪೆಲೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ರಿಬೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಧಮ ಪುರುಷ. And again, parebhyopi atmasakti asti. Some people are there, they have always higher energy than others. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪರೇಭ್ಯ, and and Atma Sankitaha. And in there are other people who have got Anumanam, Atma Sanka and Anumana. So they keep on doubting themselves and may come to him from others, but he's suspicious. So a suspicious husband, suspicious wife is a great problem for the amity and friendship in the family life. See, that same thing extends. So long friendship and amity, love, affection, etc. exists between wife and husband, or between two friends, or between two brothers, then there is a peace in the family. There is a peace in the society. And we come across definitely some people. Avaglu Anumana, Senka. Inta Anumana, Anumana Pisachi antare. See, Anumana Pisachigalna control Manatumba Kasta, it's difficult. So Nirakaroti Mitrani. So Yaradru Bandhu friendship Madake, Nin Wale Madake, Nim Samipak Bandre, if they come near you to help you, to befriend you, then you try to refuse. Adugura Adhamaha, Saha Adhamaha, Purusha. He is also noble, but he belongs to the lowest class, most miserable man among the men. So, happy man, miserable man, and then medium man. So, we can always judge ourselves. But variance, everybody will be experiencing in life. But if you want to have a harmonious journey of life, then how you should be like is also suggested. Now, in the next, in the 20th sloka I am reading, Uttamaneva sarse veta prapte kale tu madhyaman adhamamstu na sarvna seveta icchet sreya atmanaha. Vidura ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಪದ್ಧರಾಷ್ಟ್ರನಿಗೆ, ultimately he comes out with his wisdomful statement. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾರು ನನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಶ್ರಯಿಸಬೇಕು, whom we have to approach, whose words we have got to trust, and whom we can take as a trustee ಅಂತ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ. So one thing is, Uttamaneva seveta prapte kale tu madhyaman. You have to always desire prosperity to yourself by resorting to good people. And at times, sometimes, not always, kale, at times, you may try to approach who are indifferent to you, but never a bad fellow. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋರನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಪುರಾಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್. ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇನ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ನಿಮ್ ದುಃಖ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವೇಟ್. Supposing an accident takes place, how many people really go and help the accident victim? But there is such a crowd around. There is no scope for the accident fellow to breathe even. But anta hogavaralli kuda there will be also some good people who rise to the occasion and help, take to the hospital, or do some help. So such type of people may be there. But the adhamas are there who never budge, who keep on supervising, criticizing, and that people are called adhamas. Supposing you complain that you are not well, you fell down, you broke your bone and something like that, they cannot say congratulations. Ayo, you hurt yourself, you got that. And the sympathy madavaru irbeku. Sympathy itself does not cost anything. That's why ವಾಕ್ ದರಿದ್ರತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಂಗೇನೇನು ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಧಮಾಸ್. ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದರೆ ತಪ್ಪು. Therefore, you should never depend upon them who are very bad in categorization. Therefore, here again, a good scholar, a good Pandita will not leave the problem to the other individual. On the other hand, he will come out with his solution. ಗುರುಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ತೋಚಿದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಉಪದೇಶ ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಉಪದೇಶ ಪೂರ್ವಕಂ ದೇ ಗಿವ್ ಯು, then they are really beneficial. When once you go to a good guru, he will be able to put you on the track. Right? See, my professor K. Krishnamurti used to say, when I take some composition to him, would you allow my pen to be active on your paper? ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. To make his pen active on my paper ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? He will try to make some commissions and omissions ಅಂತ. That's a good guru, ಅಲ್ವಾ? So you imagine. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಥ್ರೋ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಏನು ಸರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ. So we have got like that. Never you should think of bad fellows who tear your sheet of work, but you should always go to people, maybe indifferent to your composition, maybe indifferent to your kind of act, but best is to think of the other people. So like that, Vidura is trying to pinpoint what is true, what is good, what is bad, what is medium, what you have to how you can categorize, how you can manage. It's a beautiful discretional knowledge, and that is exactly what Shankara calls it as a Viveka Gnanam. See, your Viveka becomes operative when you have fine mind, when you have the wisdom-ridden mind, then you can always decide, because everything looks beautiful to us. But even in the beauty, you have to choose which is constant. That's why it says Rupa. Rupa means beauty. And that Rupa, the beauty, will have warning out when it wears out. So Rupe Jarabhayam anta helidare. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a kind of problem also with that attached, that the tag of it. That's what Bharat says. So finally, in the 21st sloka, he says that prapnoti vai vittam asat balena nityothanat pragnaya paurushena natveva samyak labhate prasamsam navrittamapnoti mahakulanam. So now he talks about the manners relating to the Mahakulas, high noble families. The noble families are quality tumba important, and those people who are born in noble families, they continue to be noble, and that nobility can be trusted, and therefore it is all that. No, this is exactly exemplified in Abhignana Shakuntalam by Kalidasa, and where Kanva was sending his daughter Shakuntala, who married Dushyanta in his absence. But Dushyanta approved, Kanva Maharshi approved the marriage between Shakuntala and Dushyanta and decides to send her to her husband's place when she became pregnant. Apanna Sattva Shakuntala. And while sending a pregnant daughter to her husband's place, what kind of caution he has to give? So there one sloka Chatushtayam anta famous Abhignana Shakuntaladalli, adaralli asman swadhu vichintya samyavadhanan uchchai kulam chatmanaha anta heltare. So when your wife comes to your yard, you please consider, we're all asman sadhu vichintya samyavadhanan. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಧನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಪಸ್ಸು. ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಪುಣ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಉಚ್ಚೈ ಕುಲಂ ಚ ಆತ್ಮನಃ, ನಿನ್ನ ಕುಲ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದದ್ದು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂಯಮಧನರು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಟರ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಹರ್ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ the same Uttama Kula Janma is always highly trustable because they have all manners. But still, how it is like, he will continue to explain that, which we'll see next session. So thank you very much. We are able to know many things in this. We stop here. Om Swasti. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu.
Om
Sarvam
Tat Sat.
Tatsatu.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, really, Gopi Chand matarta idare.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you on that.
Hindi, how are you?
It was Saturday, sir. Super free.
ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು.
7:15 ಈಗ.
ಸೊ
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಸರ್? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ಎಲ್ಲ
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಮೇಡಮ್
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೆಟರ್ ಇವಾಗ.
ಉಗುರು ಬಿದ್ದೋಯ್ತಾ ಸರ್? ಹೊಸ ಉಗುರು ಬಂತ?
ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಉಗುರು ಬಿದ್ದೋಯ್ತು, ಹೊಸ ಬಿಗುರು ಬಂತು. ಈಸ್ ಫೈನ್.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಫೋನ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಪಾಪ. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು.
ಸರ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ದು ನಿಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ನನ್ಗೆ. ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಹಂಗಾರೆ.
ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ.
Okay.
And she will be very happy to talk to you.
Right.
ಯಾವಾಗ only blue or green ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Okay. ನಾಳೆ ಸಂಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ಹುಡುಗ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ವಾ? ನಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. ಏನ್ ಈಗ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹೋದ, ಸೊ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ರು.
ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಚಳಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ
ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಬಾಸ್ಟನ್. ಡನ್ಬರಿಯಿಂದ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾಸ್ಟನ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್.
ನೀವು ನಂಬರ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್
ಬಾಸ್ಟನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ನೋ ವೇವ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇನ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಸನ್ನಿಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ, ಹಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಬಾಸ್ಟನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 2 o'clock ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಾಸ್ಟನ್ at 2:30. ಅಷ್ಟರಕ ಚಿಕಾಗೋ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪಾಪ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎನಿವೆ. ಸೊ ನಂಬರ್ ತಿನ್ನಿ ಸರ್. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಎಷ್ಟು 8 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ.
Yeah, it is just getting that time.
Please have breakfast.
8:35.
I will call you later, sir.
Okay ma, good luck. Sir, thank you. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಭವ ಇದೆ. ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿದುರ ರಿಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನಮ್ದೇನು ಹೊಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಟಾಟ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಿದುರ. ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಅರ್ಜುನ, ಯೋಗಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. In Vishnu Purana, in Vishnu Sahasranama, Dharmaraja is student of Shantanu Maharaja's son Santanava. And in ನಾಳೆದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರಗೀತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರಗೀತದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಕ ಮಹಾರಾಜ is student of ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೋಪಿಚಂದ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ವೆರಿ ಸೀಸನ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ ಬಾಬು, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ. Don't delay. 10 o'clock ತನಕ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್.